Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to dive into a really powerful idea, inspired by Stoic philosophy, that can totally change the game for how you handle conflict and, well, how you get things done. It's all about this shift from trying to win arguments to actually winning at what matters in your life.
Okay, you know the feeling, right? We have all been there. You get sucked into some debate, it goes around and around in circles, and by the end, you're just drained. And nothing's actually been solved. Sure, maybe you won the argument, but it feels completely hollow, and you're no closer to your goal than when you started. So, this whole frustrating cycle, we're going to call it the argument trap. It's that magnetic pull, that need to prove you're right, that hijacks your focus and completely derails you from making any kind of real, tangible progress.
And when you look at it side by side like this, the difference is just, wow. Arguing to win, that's all ego. It's about needing to be right, looking for that validation from other people, and it is so exhausting. But acting to win, that's a completely different game. It's about internal control, about saving your energy for what really counts, and about achieving things that you define as meaningful progress.
Okay, so if we're all caught in this trap, how do we get out? Well, lucky for us, the ancient Stoics offered a really profound and honestly super practical way out thousands of years ago. It's a simple shift in how you see the world.
Hey man, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius just nails it with this. He basically says, stop wasting your breath debating what a good person is and just be one. Let your actions, not your words, be your final argument.
And that idea is the core of what we're going to call the action principle. It's this whole philosophy of deliberately taking all that energy you'd waste on pointless fights and channeling it into actions that actually line up with what you want to achieve long term. It's about choosing progress over pride every single time. So how do we do it? Let's break it down into 3 key pillars.
All right, pillar number 1. This is like Stoicism 101, but it's the foundation for everything. You have to learn to control your perceptions. Why? Because your reaction to things is the one and only thing in the entire universe that you have absolute power over.
You know, the philosopher Epictetus pointed this out perfectly. It's not the things that happen to us that cause us pain, it's our judgment about them. A traffic jam isn't inherently bad. It's just traffic. Us screaming in the car thinking, this is ruining my day, that's what makes it a terrible experience. And once you get that, you're on the path to freedom.
So this insight gives us a really practical 3-step method. First, when something triggers you, a comment, an email, whatever, just pause. Don't do anything. Step 2, in that pause, consciously separate the event itself from the story you're telling yourself about it. And third, reframe. Shift your focus to the only thing you actually control, how you're going to respond. This simple process breaks that knee-jerk emotional reaction and gives you the space to choose a productive action instead.
Okay, on to pillar 2. And this one is all about becoming a fierce guardian of your most valuable assets, your time and your energy. It means you have to learn to choose your battles very, very wisely.
Before you dive into that comment section or reply to that frustrating email, just ask yourself a couple of simple questions. Is getting into this argument actually necessary? And more importantly, will winning it move me even 1 inch closer to my long-term goals? The Stoics knew that if the answer is no, the strongest and wisest thing you can do is just walk away.
Look, the goal in life isn't to be undefeated in every little squabble. It's to win the right fights, the ones that actually move the needle in your life. The real victory isn't about proving someone else wrong. It's about protecting your inner peace and keeping your focus on building the life you actually want.
And that brings us to our third, and honestly, maybe the most powerful pillar of all. Let your actions be your voice. This is where you make your values and your principles visible, not by talking about them, but by living them.
I mean, think about someone like Nelson Mandela. After 27 years in a brutal prison for fighting apartheid, he could have come out arguing for revenge. And who would have blamed him? But he didn't. He chose the action of reconciliation, and with that one powerful choice, he started to heal a nation. His actions were his argument.
Or hey, for a more modern example, look at someone like Taylor Swift. She has faced just endless criticism and gossip her entire career, but she doesn't get into endless public arguments. No, she channels that energy, goes into the studio, and lets her record-breaking success be her ultimate reply.
And then you've got Michael Jordan. He famously said he missed more than 9,000 shots in his career. He lost hundreds of games. He wasn't wasting time arguing with critics or moaning about his failures. No,
He used every single one of those misses as fuel to get back in the gym, to practice more, to get better. And that action is what made him a legend.
Because at the end of the day, that's the whole point, right? Your character isn't defined by the great things you say you're going to do, or the clever arguments you win online. It's defined by what you do. Actions are the only proof that matters. They're the true measure of who you are, and they are the engine of your success.
So this brings us right back to you. This action principle, it's not just some cool idea to think about. It's a daily practice. It's a choice you have to make again and again. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What's one argument you can consciously choose to walk away from this week so you can put that energy toward an action that truly, deeply matters to you?